from Sydney was on a normal cargo plane, so there was no passengers on that plane. It was an actual cargo plane. So Henry's crate was actually put on a specialised pallet and put onto the plane just like any other of the cargo.
So whenever we moved Henry at an airport, whether it was on a carrier, a little truck going around the airport from one part of the airport, Henry thought it was wonderful. All of these new sights, these new smells, he was up looking around, smelling in the air. This was fantastic, you know, it was very, very enriching for him. We never drug the animals at all during transport. We believe that they're better off having their full senses, that they're aware of things. In actual fact, we sit beside Henry all the way. We don't leave him by himself.
You know, obviously so we had to feed him, we had to make sure he had enough water at all times, make sure he was okay. Sometimes behaviours can be quite subtle to suggest that he might be stressed or anxious about something. So that familiar face that he could see, that helped with that as well.
Henry will now embark on the second plane flight on his long journey, a 9-hour trek from Sydney to Hong Kong. Henry has landed and is being loaded onto another cargo freighter. The team's preparation and hard work kept Henry calm and safe, but there is still over 10,000 kilometres to go.
We wanted to make sure that the stops and the arrivals were very minimalised.
The other thing too was obviously being a polar bear, he was not your everyday cargo. So a lot of people were quite interested in approaching the crate and coming up to him and taking photos and things like that. So my job too was to just keep them a little bit at bay, because obviously he would have felt quite uncomfortable with lots of people coming up right up into his face. So I made sure that people stayed well away from the crate to make sure Henry was comfortable.
Not only that, when we're descending, we actually give him some yogurt through a syringe or tea that allows him to swallow and cope with the ascent.